I'm William van Loo. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Belgium. I live close to Antwerp city, and I'm currently doing a master's in applied economic sciences at the Universiteit Antwerp, so the University of Antwerp. I was fortunate to have been selected as one of the very first Belgian candidates to participate in the Washington Center's semester program, through which I had a chance to do an internship in Washington, D.C. Well, during my undergrad studies, I actually already spent a semester abroad. I went on exchange to Queen's University in Canada, and I felt that was such an amazing experience. I liked living in North America very much, and then this time I was lucky to do something in the States. In my opinion, there are much more opportunities out there for students who want to pursue an internship compared to Belgium, because for American students, it's much more common to do that during their senior year of college or even during their grad studies. And in general, it was just great to live in DC. It's a vibrant city which offers an amazing exposure to American politics and American history. Well, the advantage of applying to the Washington Center is that they have an immense database of vacant internships and that they match your field of interest to any possible internship. And the other good thing is that, okay, you have your internship, but apart from that, you also have some academic components you are being assessed on. So basically, the program at the Washington Center consists of three main components. So you have your internship, which was, in my case, 4.5 days a week. And then you have an academic course, which is the second component. I followed the course on entrepreneurship. And furthermore, I was enrolled in the business and management program. And well, this program offered me the chance to learn more about the current business environment, corporate social responsibility. And what was really interesting was the intersection of business and government. Furthermore, we had to compile a portfolio with tasks we made throughout the semester. For instance, I remember doing a feasibility study or some business plans we had to complete either individually or in group. And apart from these three main pillars on assessment, we also had some influential speakers on Monday programming. And we even got a chance to get to speak with a congressman on Capitol Hill. Well, if you want to do an internship through the Washington Center, you first send all your application documents to your home university. So your issues essay, an internship request statement, your transcript of records about your academic performance, and 1 or 2 recommendation letters. And then once you got selected, your program advisor from the Washington Center will contact you and will talk with you on your interests, which she or he will match with vacant internships in the DC area. And then basically you are responsible yourself on setting up phone interviews with companies. I got a list of 6 to 8 organizations that might be interested in having me doing an internship over there. And I eventually opted for National Strategies, so NSI, which is a governmental consulting firm based in Washington, D.C., but with other offices in the US as well. And I feel I got a wide exposure to a variety of topics and contributed to a lot of interesting projects. The people there were also very open, very approachable. You could easily ask other consultants or even people from the C-suite to grab a coffee to discuss any future project you have interest on working on in the near future. And a funny note is that another intern and me were actually invited to one of my colleagues' house to celebrate Thanksgiving together with their family, which was of course a very amusing event for a European like me. I didn't encounter any problems during the G1 visa application process. I made an appointment at the US Embassy here in Brussels. The interview for the visa itself is a standard procedure for a student who want to pursue an internship in the US. What I do recommend, however, is to have your internship confirmed on time, to have enough time before you get for your visa to be arranged, because you need the signature of your future intern supervisor on a specific document before applying to the visa. So I had to do the TOEFL test, which is the test of English as a foreign language. I did the internet-based TOEFL test in Arnhem in Holland. I didn't study too much for it. I just made some sample questions through the internet. But in my opinion, graduate students at a Flemish or Belgian university are exposed to English so often that this test is certainly not a hurdle in the process. What I do recommend, however, is to think in advance on how you will structure your essay or the very short speaking assignments during the test. Well, I was fortunate to have been granted the scholarship from the Flemish community for this specific program, which covered the tuition fee and housing cost. And this was a brand new scholarship from this academic year, 2010-2011, following the understanding between the Washington Center and the Flemish Minister for Education, Pascal Smit. I just had to pay for my airline ticket and local expenses. Well, the first highlight is that I was lucky to be invited at the Belgian consulate, together with the other few Belgian interns in DC, for a dinner with the Belgian ambassador to the US, a former US ambassador, and a former Belgian prime minister. And another highlight was that I was invited for an informal lunch together with some staff members from the Obama administration, which was, of course, also really interesting. And then furthermore, because I was there during the midterm elections of 2010, I enjoyed volunteering for a local congressman in the Northern Virginia area, which is just south of DC, where I conducted phone calls to potential voters, which was interesting because, because of the interaction I got with the voters. And of course, doing road trips to Philadelphia, Annapolis, New York City, etc. is always fun with a couple of friends. Well, with my internship in a governmental consulting firm, I feel much more confident in an office atmosphere by already having some hands-on experience with some consulting and business practices. I enjoyed the entrepreneurial spirit in the US, and just the fact that Washington is really the place to be to start your professional career. It's just a really stimulating and motivating environment you got to work in. And more in particular, at my internship side, I also felt that working hard and precise really pays off in the end. Lastly, I also firmly believe that it's an asset in today's globalized economy to already have some agility in adapting to other environments by doing an internship in the US. So if you have the possibility, the opportunity to go, I strongly recommend to do an internship in the States. It is professionally as well as personally a very enriching experience with long-lasting friendships and memories. And so I want to thank the people who made it possible by letting me be part of this great experience, which offered me a great professional start. Dus ik raad het iedereen aan. Het is op professioneel als op persoonlijk vlak zeer leerrijk, met vele vriendschappen en herinneringen die je altijd zullen bijblijven. En ik dank dan ook de mensen en de Vlaamse gemeenschap om deze geweldige ervaring te sponsoren.